Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Southern Hemisphere and the historic city of Sao Paulo, Brazil. And tonight we've got a good AFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the LA Chargers. On the visiting sideline, there's Chiefs head man Andy Reid. His guys ready to get this one going. Across from him, Charger head coach Jim Harbaugh. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Game number 2 on this year's NFL schedule. Happy to have you with us. The Chiefs, the Chargers, underway from Brazil. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
First and 10.
Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And when you see Justin Herbert, all you think about is he's easily one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. He can make every throw, knows how to think his way through every game, and now the regular season success needs to carry over into the postseason.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Herbert's
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there, and you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season, he's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Now, 1 for 1, a lot more to go.
Intended for
and that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Able to slither by. Hill shedding the tackle. A tremendous return there, 39 yards.
The Chiefs take
and
over.
The Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over.
Line.
The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And that's really good field position they were given. Now, nothing's a gimme. We know that. But I know his goal, have the field goal kicker just stay on the bench. They want to put it in the end zone and get 6 out of this one. If they don't, I think it'll feel like a disappointment.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Now here's Mahomes. That one caught by Rice. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Complete to
an 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
First down, Chiefs.
They'll run. Here's the former Seminole. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Elijah Molden.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
6-yard line.
Here's Walker. And he's in. Touchdown. Kansas City. Ken Walker. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 7-0.
Chiefs 7. Chargers, nothing.
So that drive, 4 plays.
Harrison Butker.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. And not much happening on the returns. He'll get this to about the 23.
The Chargers take over first.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive.
Yard line.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent.
It's a gain of
but you got to do both
27 yards.
on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
On the ground, this is Marion Hampton. He put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. The
Looking
tackle
at it
made back
second
at his
and
own
11
49.
now after the loss. Herbert now. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
A strong running. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
It's a gain of
A
11.
gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11.
First and 10.
The first drive this unit had, they punted.
Line.
This drive much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Now it's Herbert. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
That's
when this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
On first down, it's Hampton. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Taken down at the 19-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Back to throw here, Herbert. Right side, he has Johnston. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here's Herbert. Touchdown! Johnston, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers are an extra point away from evening this round. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And we are tied at 7. A 10-play drive that time. And it was Quentin Johnston who finished that drive off with a touchdown grab. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, good-looking return setup here. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. So the completion good for 7 there.
Complete.
And that'll bring up 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 48-yard line.
That's into the hands of Worthy.
Mahomes
first catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. 7-7, our score after 1. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
The Chargers take over 14-yard line at their own 14-yard line.
They'll start it out with a run by Hampton. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line
of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
At the 13-yard line.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Over the middle, complete. It's Johnston.
Complete to
They'll
number
wind up
1,
getting 7 on the play. And it brings up
That's a
3rd
gain
and
of
5
7.
now.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Herbert's pass.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
The Chiefs take
It'll
over
be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And Mahomes will do it himself. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And just 3 yards on the catch here.
Tyreek Hill.
And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
And it's 3rd down.
Go, little lady!
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction.
Behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 yards. Brings up 4th down.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Now Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey.
Mahomes pass.
2nd and 5.
To Travis Kelsey. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd
Mahomes
and 5.
now to throw.
At the 21-yard
line. This one's incomplete.
Mahomes
Putting together a drive
intended
here in
for
5 minutes in the
Rasheed
half.
Rice.
The coverage has been tight
Incomplete.
all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop.
Intended for
That's
Rasheed
what he
Rice.
definitely normally catches. 4th down. Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
It's a gain
so
of
this
10.
offense able to convert on 4th. And now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Mahomes pass.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Kansas City.
Rasheed Rice from 10 yards out. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
For the 2-point conversion.
Mahomes will do it himself. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion. This one's caught.
That makes
and it stretches their lead up to 8. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The drive begins with a carry by Hampton. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27.
The ball carrier. He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Incomplete. Herbert, fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously, one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And that is incomplete.
Intended for Quentin
Force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Again, Herbert. Caught by Allen. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this returnable for Hill. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
23-yard
Now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Throw out wide to Walker. Shedding the tackler and gives him some room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
First down, Kansas City.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Mahomes will do it himself. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now a 2nd and 10.
I don't need to. 15, I'll go on.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Mahomes to throw once more. He'll try and do this himself. So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott Hanson. It is our EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott, take it away.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Hope you're enjoying a little Friday football, everyone. I could get used to this. Let's get into it. Our trip through the NFL starts now. We begin with the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, at home to take on the Cowboys in the NFC East. And it's the 2,000-yard rusher from a year ago, Saquon Barkley. He's going to hustle his way to the end zone, 10 yards on the touchdown. The Eagles begin their title defense with a victory in the season opener. With that, a look at what's still to come later on this weekend, a number of big Week 1 games as the NFL season gets underway in earnest on Sunday.
We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
First and 10.
The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Into space at the 45. And down right around the 37. 36 yards on the play.
A gain of
that
36
catch,
yards.
he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And quickly they get to the line.
11 on the play. First down, Chiefs.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Out route to Hill, complete.
Mahomes
and he'll take it all
complete
in
to
for a
Tyreek Hill.
Chiefs touchdown.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
Tyreek Hill, 26 yards. And the Chiefs are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Extra point by Booker is on target. And the lead is up to 15 now.
22. Chargers 7.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
To kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Kappa.
Here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Chargers first down.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Johnston.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
On the coverage.
Herbert now. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Herbert's pass.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Herbert throwing again. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
It's a gain of
1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 30-yard line.
Down.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And they're able to swing him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Big stop from a guy who can bring a big hit, Nick Bolton. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. He's got the tight end. That's Gadsden. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 12-yard line.
21 yards. That's another Chargers.
Look inside here, Hampton. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Brought down
2
by
yards
Nick
the
Bolton.
loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 14-yard line.
Let's go.
Now it's Herbert. Right side, he has Johnston. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. Here's third down and 4.
Makes it third and 4.
Slot man moves right. Back to throw here, Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone. Rogers touchdown. Lad McConkey, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that will shave one more off this lead.
Cheifs 22. Chargers
a pretty
14.
long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles.
Cameron Dicker.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
So from Charger territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 38. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
It's a gain of 23
line
yards.
of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 of the 12.
He's out of bounds
second
at the
and
11-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
That's caught right side by Worthy. And the Chiefs are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. It'll be first and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
For Travis Kelsey.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. Now it's Mahomes again. This will be caught just inside the 10.
Mahomes pass.
And he's going to lose yardage here.
Kelsey. The tackle made back at the 9-yard line.
Here's Mahomes, third and goal. No hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds.
A gain of 6 yards. It's fourth and goal at the 2-yard line.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on fourth and goal.
43!
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Chiefs are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
The kick
Extra point by Butker is on target.
Makes the score.
And the lead is up to 15 now.
Chargers 14. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
On the field, here comes Los Angeles. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. Let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
First down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the
38-yard line.
Play action. It's Herbert. And this will be incomplete.
Herbert's
physical play on the football there at 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Intended for Quentin
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
To the air again, Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
16 yards. And the Chargers 1st down.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. They'll set up the screen to Hampton.
Herbert's pass.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. From the 50, here's Herbert. They'll check this one down to Hampton.
Complete to
and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
46-yard line.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Herbert's pass.
And I think what Bob was saying, go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Now he's going to step up and run. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry
Patrick
up.
Mahomes sacked. A loss of 7 yards.
They go play fake. Mahomes. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
For Xavier Worthy.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
He was brought down by Justin
The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Over the middle and caught by McConkey. They'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
In motion right is Johnston. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnston. Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now.
And 4.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st down.
Herbert. Over the middle, complete. That's Hampton. And the Chargers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. Here we go, first and goal. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So you love everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for one here and save the possible two-point conversion from later?
I think you do, because if you go for two here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it
29.
later.
Chargers 21.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see him take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
On the play. First down, Chiefs.
Now Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts.
Elijah Molden
and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
First down, Kansas City.
Mahomes going to throw it here. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Mahomes on the keeper.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
He'll get this complete to Worthy. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent game there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Back to throw. Mahomes. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
4th down.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. He'll try to do it himself. That is caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
To Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
Kansas City.
33 yards. And the Chiefs have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
The Chiefs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Mahomes will throw for it. And this one's caught.
Conversion
And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple
makes the score.
He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Line.
Herbert and the Chargers down by 16. A minute 8 to go. Now Herbert. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As
a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
It's a short one here, complete to his tag end. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
3rd and 4.
Look in the middle of the field, and he's got him there complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Chargers first down.
And the spike comes now with just under 40 ticks left. A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes 2nd and 10. Herbert. That's complete to his running back, Hampton. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 34-yard line.
And the Chargers first down.
Now a timeout called for by the defense.
Line.
It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Herbert gonna throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing. Herbert. Throw right side here going to be incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete.
A big play looming.
Brings up a third down. And 10 yards to go.
Delta.
Herbert. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Chiefs are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
Brings up
second down in the yard. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage, and time is going to expire in this football game. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
They begin the new year 1-0 as they come out victorious here. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
The 2026 season has arrived. I'm Scott Hansen, and this is your EA Sports Weekly Recap for Week 1. We start way down in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Chiefs and Chargers kicking off the season in the NFL's International Series. And this is Patrick Mahomes leading the charge, this one of his 4 touchdown tosses on the night. The Chiefs begin their search for a 4th straight Super Bowl appearance. They get the victory in Week 1. From there, it's off to Atlanta. Let's look in on the Falcons as they play host to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's last year's leading rusher among rookies, Bucky Irving. He's got it. He's got room. He's got a touchdown. That's a 29-yard score. The Bucs come away with the victory on the road in the season opener. One more to bring you, and it's from the nation's capital. It's the Commanders hosting the New York Giants. And this is the veteran, he's still got it, Juju Smith-Schuster. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. The Giants move to 1-0. They get the victory in the season opener. Until next week, Scott Hansen, good night from Orlando.
Been the home of the Chiefs since 1972. GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Coming up, two teams ready to square up.
Welcome, your
It's the Philadelphia
AFC
Eagles
champion
and the Kansas City Chiefs. On the Philly sideline, there's head coach Nick Sirianni. His guys got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. On the other side, the Eagles' all-time winningest coach, coached Philly for 14 seasons, beat him in Super Bowl 57 before losing to them last year. Of course, it's Andy Reid.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Off we go on a rainy one at Arrowhead. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Midfield. A tremendous return. He's already got him in field goal range.
The Chiefs take over first and 10.
Mike, coming into the game that special teams would play a big role, but I don't think either of us expected it to play itself out on the opening play of the game. I mean, what a return. That would have been something. He takes that all the way. What a start.
So here come the Chiefs, and that means the 3-time Super Bowl MVP, twice the league MVP. Almost hard to believe, Greg, it's season 9 for Patrick Mahomes.
One of the best parts of the week, Mike, is when we have an opportunity to sit down and visit with these guys during the production meetings. And the thing that we both came away with was that he was happy with the overall performance of the team a week ago. You could tell that lone interception left a bit of a bad taste in his mouth. He called that
He was
pass
tackled at the 27-yard line.
He doesn't plan on
A
having
gain
too
of
many of
2.
those in this one.
Brings
Look
up
for him to be
second
a
and
little bit
8.
more careful with the ball as he tries to get his team to another victory here today.
And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down.
It's now
for no
3rd
gain.
and 9.
Hey, Rip. Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. To the left side in the hands of Rice.
Rashid
Pick up of
Rice.
11 yards on that one.
It's
First
a gain
down,
of 11.
KC.
And a Kansas City Chiefs.
Yellow.
First down.
They'll run here with Walker. And not much there.
Kenneth
Good
Walker
defense.
is the ball carrier.
Held to no gain.
Tackle made at the 16-yard
Here's a
line.
second
A
and
gain of a
9.
yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Mahomes going to fire quickly to Worthy. And for the timeline, he's in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. That is second TD catch of the season.
And that's a really important opening drive here, Mike. You think back a week ago, there was a lot of disappointment. It was a long week of practice, a lot of questions that had to be answered inside that building. So you want to come and show, hey, last week is over. We are a lot better than how we looked then, and you can't do it a lot better than that.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Chiefs will take a 7-0 lead.
7, Eagles nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Jackson now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
On the return. The
So
Eagles take over first
the Eagles,
and 10.
and they are led by
their
the
own
reigning
27-yard
Super Bowl
line.
MVP. What a season for Jalen Hurts. Took the Eagles to the mountaintop. Now his 6th season in the NFL.
Nothing real fancy when you look back on last week's game, Mike. I mean, he had the 2 touchdown passes, of course, the 1 interception he'd love to have back. But for the most part, I thought he was really efficient. I thought he did a nice job operating the system. And there's actually some more plays that he left out there. So I think he can build off a lot of that, try to improve in this one today.
It leads to second and 10.
That's Goddard in motion. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And he did not want to go down.
Saquon Barkley
Manages to gain 5.
He's taken down
They go
at the
5
33-yard
receivers
line.
for third
It's
down
a gain of 6.
and 4.
And it's third down.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. To the outside, catch made by Brown.
A gain of
He's
6.
in a really nice rhythm here on
That's
third
good.
down. He
For
appears
Eagles,
very comfortable
first down.
operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. Following the play, we have an Eagle who is shaken up. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Oh, he's going to be
Jalen Hurts
taken down. They go.
A loss of 5 yards.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Now a deep ball looking for Brown. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Makes things difficult defensively. It sets up fourth down. So on fourth down, they'll call on Braden Mann to punt
for the Eagles.
Back deep, it's Tyreek Hill. This is taken at the 25. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return.
The Chiefs take
That's
over
where the
first
offense
and 10.
will take over.
At their own
The
30-yard
Chiefs
line.
offense ready to get going with their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive first and 10. And he is stopped in his tracks.
Walker
Lost of a couple on the play.
Jalen Phillips on
They'll
the
look
tackle.
to pick up the pace.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 28-yard line.
Play action here. Mahomes. Here's a short throw. Caught by Wiley.
Jared
And a big strike for good yardage there all
It's
the
a
way
gain
up
of
to
21
midfield.
yards. That's good.
They'll
for
come up here.
Kansas City
First and
Chiefs.
10.
First down.
Handoff, running left, it is Walker. And that play going nowhere.
Walker, the
The defense
carrier.
all over that one.
Jalen
They'll bring him down
Phillips
for
on the tackle.
a big loss.
Brought down back at the 45-yard
Mahomes
line.
looking to throw on second down. He'll get rid of it and complete it. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the Eagles recover the football.
Complete.
Wow, you think you have moved it down the field with a terrific passing catch. it's over.
You work so hard, Mike, to execute the play the way it's designed, and you come up with a huge, explosive play in the pass game, only to then lose it because of poor ball security. And that's exactly what we saw here. Give credit to the defense forcing that ball out, but it's a shame that it came at the end of what was a big offensive play.
Trimmer.
They'll fake the give. Now it's Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
A gain of 17
From the
yards.
34 now, it's
And
first
an
and
Eagles
10.
first down.
They'll try and run right on the option. Down the sideline, past the 45. An electrifying run, bringing it all the way inside the 15-yard line. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10.
Eagles first down.
Great.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And this time, they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss.
Taken down back at the 15-yard line.
On play action, here's Hurts. He'll get this over the middle to Smith.
Devontae
Takes a big lick at the end of that one.
13
But he
yards
hangs on
on
to
the
the
play.
football. That's what counts as he has them set up first and goal at the 2.
And goal at the 2-yard line.
Eagles in possession to start the second quarter as they go to work on first and goal. Barkley trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in.
Barkley
They
on the
stop
carry.
him up short.
Brought down right
They'll
at
try
the
it
line of
again
scrimmage.
from the 2.
No gain
Second
on the
and goal.
play. Leads to second and goal. At the
Saquon
Chiefs' 2-yard line.
is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Barkley!
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it
Eagles.
resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important
kick is
as
good.
this game unfolds.
That
They
ties
get the ball
game
back for
at
possession
7.
too. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect.
Jake
Really nice
Elliott
job
to kick
settling
off
into
for
this game here
Philadelphia.
with their second possession.
Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to
The
the
Chiefs take over
28-yard
first and
line.
10.
Nice place for the
At
drive
their
to
own
start.
28-yard line.
So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. Greg, you take a step back and look at the AFC West big picture. This is historic stuff. Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title. But remember, two other teams in this division won double-digit games last year. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
Well, it sounds crazy when you mention it 9 in a row. You think, oh, they're just going to continue to run away with it. But I'm actually fascinated by this division. I think LA and Denver are a lot closer to this year's version of Kansas City. Maybe then there's a lot of talk about around the rest of the league. So until someone beats them, you'd be crazy to not pick Kansas City. But last year it was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year, come down the stretch, that spread is going to be a lot tighter.
No, Greg, I'm fine if I'm a fan, or even in the front office for the Chargers, the Broncos, or the Raiders. And I think the Eagles have it. Yes, they do. But so much for a nice gain and a good running play. Unable to secure it, the ball comes in. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a
Previous
replay.
play is under
So
review.
might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. And boy, tough to bring down there. Fighting forward for a gain of 7.
Taken down at the
Here's second
19-yard
and 2.
line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
Once again, it's Walker. And that
Walker
one shut
again, the
down
ball
pretty
carrier.
quickly. He'll
He
get
was
back
brought
to the
down
line of
by
scrimmage.
Nolan
Nothing
Smith.
more.
No gain on the play. It's third down and 4.
Third and short. Here's Patrick. Throw, left side, is taken in by the tight end, Kelsey. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 14-yard
Here's
line.
Mahomes. Flush to his right. He's going to keep it himself.
Patrick
Showing off the
Mahomes
footwork,
scrambles from
sliding
the pocket.
down after a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 8.
Come to the line
Brings
now
up
on
second and 2 at the 7-yard line.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the
The ball
carry here.
carried by number 2.
He'll get nothing
Taken down
here.
right at
Back
the
to the line of scrimmage, and
No
that's
gain
all.
on the play. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And this time, he's in. Touchdown, KC. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Here's the Chiefs and Mahomes lining up to add on 2 more.
The Chiefs will set up
Throwing
for the
from the gun.
two-point
Here's
conversion.
Patrick. And
The
he will
two-point
get
conversion
in for the
is
2.
successful.
They open up the bag
Makes
of
the
tricks
score
on the goal line.
Chiefs 15,
And add a pair of points.
Eagles 7.
I know it sounds like I'm being
Harrison
biased,
Butker
Mike,
to
but
kick
I'm
off
really
for
not.
Kansas City.
Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create.
He lost the
On the play. Recovered by the Chiefs.
Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
Can he get away?
Walker, the
No!
ball carrier.
He's going to be
He
taken
was brought down by
behind the
Nolan
line.
Smith. It's a loss of 2. Brings up second
They go
and 12
play action with
at the
Mahomes.
Eagles' 24-yard
Off he
line.
goes.
Well, that scramble is
15,
ultimately going to
Patrick
end up short of the
Mahomes on
first
the
down,
keeper.
Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit.
That's a gain of
That's
10.
a great job by the
Brings up
quarterback.
3rd
Just taking
and
what the
2.
defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Here's 3rd and 2.
43, 15.
They'll try and run it with Walker.
Ken
So
Walker,
the Eagles
the ball
use their
carrier.
first time out here.
Cooper
As they'll
DeJean on
discuss
the
what's to
tackle.
come. This 4th
A
down
gain
is
of 2
looming.
on the play. Brings up 4th and 1.
Here's Mahomes. He pulls it in around the 5.
Tyreek
And he will have the first down. So they roll the
7-yard
dice
gain.
on 4th down in
That's
the red
good
zone.
for a
And
Kansas
it pays
City
off
Chiefs.
with 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard
Fall
line.
down these two. Hey, 57 colors.
Throwing is Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. Big play coming up. 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Forced out left. And that is incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd. These are the situations where, as an offense, you're trying to dial up your best play call to make sure this possession doesn't get wasted, but let's give credit to the defense. Big moment, big 4th down opportunity, and they're able to get off the field.
Backed up to his own goal line, Hurts. Caught, Saquon Barkley.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike.
Complete to
You never go broke taking a profit.
It's
Give
a
credit
gain
to
of
this
7.
quarterback. I know it's not the big, explosive play he was looking for. Getting the ball into the hands of the running back, allowing him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up
One final throw before the break. Oh, and he's going to go down. He could not get rid of it. And that's going to bring an end to this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, the Steelers at home to take on the Seahawks in a rematch of Super Bowl 40. And this is Jackson Smith-Njigba. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Seahawks get their first win of the year, and they had to earn it, too. They get the road victory. Meanwhile, let's check in on the Dolphins as they play host to the New England Patriots. And this is Malik Willis. He had a heck of a game. This, one of 2 touchdown passes. He also ran for a score. Lastly, let's go over to MetLife Stadium. The Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. And it's last year's MVP, Josh Allen. He's going to take this one himself. He also had 2 touchdown passes in the game. The Bills are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway.
A fumble on the play. Recovered by the Cheifs.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. Rice open. He's got it. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Rice.
Here comes second and 4.
At 6. Brings up second and 4.
The
At the 8-yard line.
overwhelms the offensive line, and
Patrick
down he goes.
Sacked.
3rd and 10.
It's a loss of 6. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Patrick to throw. Forced out wide. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now Mahomes. That is Tyreek Hill. That is second TD catch of the season.
So by nature, Mike, you know I am a guy that is generally aggressive on 4th down, but I'm not sure if I was the coach that I would even be this aggressive. I mean, it was 4th and long, but hey, listen, they have confidence in their offense. They have confidence in their group.
Harrison Butker.
Hey, who are we to second guess them?
The extra point by Butker is good. And the Chiefs will extend his 3rd quarter lead.
Eagles 7. Harrison Butker to kick off for
So now
Kansas
it's
City.
Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. This one taken at the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line.
Dotson
That's
on
where the
the
offense
return.
will take over.
The Eagles take
The
over
Eagles
first
offense
and 10.
get ready for their
At their
opening
own
possession
24-yard
of this
line.
second half. Hey, Greg, you think about the NFC East, I was always fond of saying, you're not allowed to rebuild in the NFC East. Think about these fan bases,
the
Philly,
keeper.
Washington, Dallas, the Giants.
Ashton
Their
Jelani
fans
on
don't
the
stand
tackle.
rebuilds very often. Always feels
Taken
a different
down back at
pressure
the 20-yard
in this
line.
division to be one of the best teams in the league every year.
Yeah, and it's just such a fun division. And last year with Washington, turning it around so quickly, Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn, what a great story that was. And then, of course, with Philadelphia, the eventual Super Bowl champ. Clearly, towards the end of the season, it was pretty evident, at least to all of us, that they were the best team, and that's exactly how things played out. So if you're at the bottom looking up, unlike some of these other divisions where you say, okay, maybe I'm not as far behind as it feels, in the NFC East, Mike,
It's a gain
there's just
of
not a
22
lot
yards.
of easy wins in your
That's
division,
good for
especially
Eagles.
if you're the Giants.
First down.
We talk about history, and sometimes people go back 5 or 10 years. I just think back to the generations of great
Tackled
matchups
back at the
amongst these teams.
41-yard
Greg,
line.
when any one of these teams goes to visit the other one, it feels like a historic NFL game because of the legacy. That, to me, is why the NFC East is one of the sexiest divisions in all of sports, not just the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. And it has more of kind of like a college football talk, right? There's rivalries. The fans come in, they hate each other. They're yelling at each other. They're throwing things at the field. It has a little bit more of a college arch enemy, arch rival type of vibe. And I think that's why it's so fun to football fans all across the league. Whether you're a fan of a team in the East or not, when those two teams are on and they're playing each other, you want to tune in.
Here comes the Eagles punt team.
Punt formation
And he
for
is
the Eagles.
hoping to improve on his first attempt. And not the greatest
The
of
Chiefs take
results
over
here.
first
This
and
is going to
10
hit the field of play
at
and
their own
continue
30-yard line.
out of bounds. On the sideline, the unmistakable Andy Reid as the Chiefs take the field once more. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the pass sports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7 in all outside of the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers
gain
last
of
week
12
in
yards.
Sao Paulo. Great ones to
And
follow.
the Kansas
Vikings
City
and Steelers in
Chiefs.
Dublin. Vikings
First
in
down.
London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags will also play in London week 6 and 7.
the ball carrier.
Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany week 10.
down back
And then
at
the
the
Commanders and
38-yard
Dolphins
line.
wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international
Intended
cities
for
around the world
Rice.
that love NFL football.
Incomplete.
And from what you
Sets
hear,
up
there's
fourth
more to
down.
come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. And he is going to have the Chiefs first down. Going to have it
It's
by
a gain of
plenty.
25
Huge
yards on the
gainer
play.
on fourth down.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
First down, a loose football. And the defense comes up with a big turnover. Maybe this will turn this game around.
Recovered by the
And with all
Eagles.
this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
Smith.
We'll try
Incomplete.
again here. Second
Noel
and 10.
Williams on the coverage.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And
Saquon
that one
Barkley,
shut
the ball
down pretty
carrier.
quickly. He'll get back to the
Brought
line of
down
scrimmage.
behind the line of
That's
scrimmage.
it.
It's a loss of
He
a
sniffed that
yard.
one out from
And
the
it's
jump. I mean, once he
third
diagnosed
down.
and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
And that is incomplete.
Intended for
Missed
Saquon
opportunities like
Barkley.
these are a big reason why they
Incomplete.
find themselves down double
Braden
digits
Mann
here
in
in the
punt
third quarter,
formation
Mike.
for the Eagles.
Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Good coverage by the team. They stop him before he can get any return first up. The Chiefs offense.
47-yard
and their
line.
running back set to go once more. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if they kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off and I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone say, oh, well, just get a stop. Well,
brings up 2nd and 10.
You know, it's like that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped. It was just a offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you got the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't got to stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. And if the game is good enough to go,
Eagles get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Touchdown, Kansas City. His second rushing touchdown of the year. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all off-season long, to start your season and build some early momentum.
The Chiefs
gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of the season plays out.
And he will get in for the 2. He opened up the bag of tricks on the goal line. And add a pair of points.
Harrison Butker to kick off
Everything's
for
about
Kansas
matchups,
City.
especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success. Throw it up to him.
On the play. Recovered by the Chiefs.
You talk about everything going wrong. A big deficit. All you want is the ball and a chance to get back in the game. And now, Greg, they hand the ball right back to him on this kickoff fumble.
Mike, you know the saying, when it rains, it pours. And right now, it is pouring on this team. They just can't get out of their own way. They lose a fumble here on the kickoff just to make matters worse. This has just been a complete disaster all around for this unit.
And the Chiefs are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
13 yards on the play. That's another Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
Off the play fake. Mahomes. This is toward the side of the end zone. Touchdown, KC. It's his second touchdown of the year.
Harrison Butker on for the point after.
Butker's extra point is good. And the Chiefs will add one more onto their big lead.
Eagles 7. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
The Eagles take over.
Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, the road games are so hard in the NFL, so it's nice to hit the road coming off a a win at
Brought
home.
down
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
at the line
And
of
again,
scrimmage.
it's amazing how
No
winning
gain on the
creates
play.
more winning.
Second
It kind of has
and
the
10.
ability to kind of build
At the
on itself. It's a
31-yard
snowball
line.
effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you
Saquon
start
Barkley,
losing,
the ball
you start
carrier.
questioning everything about
He's
your
taken
approach. So
down at the
the key in the
33-yard
NFL
line.
is win
A
or lose,
2-yard
you're
pickup
on to
makes
the
it
next game.
3rd
It's the
and
team's
8.
ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the
First
previous
pass.
week's outcome.
Intended
Those are the
for
teams that
Jahan
find themselves
Dotson.
in position in the playoffs
Incomplete.
down the stretch.
3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. Oh, he's got this one complete to
Dallas
Goddard. And he's going to have the Eagles
13 yards
first
on the
down.
play.
They wind up
And
getting
an Eagles
13 yards
first down.
on that 4th down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now Hurts. That one incomplete. The defender
Hurts
right
pass.
there to make the play.
Intended for
And it's
Devontae
second down.
Smith. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Hurts delivers it quick to Brown.
Hurts pass.
And a good job running to the
Complete to
football.
Marquise
Just a
Brown.
gain of a yard and sets
A
up
2-yard
3rd down.
gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Again, Hurts. A short throw taken in by Goddard. Second time they've
Dallas
connected on the
Goedert.
drive, and this one goes for
A gain of
17 yards.
17 yards. That's good for an Eagles first down.
To the air again. Hurts. On the run. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Now a stoppage for an injured player, and it's Saquon Barkley, who appears to be shaken up. Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down, and they're going to get him a second time. He goes down again.
A loss of 5 yards.
Just can't seem to get anything going. Every ensuing snap, they just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. You've got to find a way on 1st and 2nd down to stay ahead of the chains, so 3rd down is not so daunting.
That's caught. It's Will Shipley. And he's going to be out of bounds. He is well shy where he needed to get to. It'll bring up 4th down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to
Intended
go
for
for
Dallas
it on
Goedert.
4th and long. That was a
Incomplete.
big ask. And the
Result of the
defense
play
turns
is a
them away.
turnover on down.
This drive starts on the ground with Walker. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And he will score. There's Walker. Touchdown, Cheifs. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with the win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess
Harrison
the ball.
Butker on
And
for the point
Butker on
after.
for the extra point. He's got it.
The kick
And the
is
Chiefs
good.
add on to their already
Makes the
sizable
score.
lead.
Chiefs 44, Eagles 7. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas
So
City.
now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. A return now from the 4. Now on a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams has
on the
come
play.
up with the recovery.
Recovered by the Chiefs.
And when we talk about momentum and trying to stop negative momentum, it's moments like this. Not only did you just give up the big score, but now, Greg, they've got to get that defense back on the field after the fumble.
Yeah, and on one sideline, you're riding high. I mean, the last 2 plays
Ken
could not have
Walker,
gone
the
any
ball
better.
carrier.
And then on the other sideline,
Jahan
they
Campbell
couldn't have
on the
gone
stop.
any worse.
Brought down back at the 32.
Keep it on the ground and keep it with Walker. Finding room to the 20. And he's going to have the first down. And that will not
A gain of
officially end
15
it, but for all
yards.
intents and purposes,
That's good
they're going to
for
be
a
able to
Kansas
run
City
the clock down
Chiefs.
from here.
First down.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Short throw, caught by the tight end, Gray. You know what, boy, it's going to be first and goal coming up.
12 more yards.
At the
That's
5-yard
another
line.
Kansas City Chiefs.
To
First
throw
down.
is Mahomes. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
Sacked by Jahad
First down
Campbell.
was not very
A
good.
big loss on
Here's
the play.
second and
It's
goal.
now second and goal.
Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. They get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here to move to 2-0 on the season. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious, as we say, so long from Arrowhead.
A great 1-2 to start the year. Hi, everyone. Scott Hansen, and this is your Week 2 edition of the EA Sports Weekly Recap. Lots to get you caught up on. We'll start in KC, the Chiefs at home to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is Kenneth Walker. He gets past the first wave of the defense, and the race is on. From there, it's down to the Big Easy in New Orleans. We'll check in on the Saints as they play host to the San Francisco 49ers. And it's the man picked up from Washington just back in August, Brian Robinson. He only needs a little bit of breathing room, and he knows what to do with it. The 49ers get a second straight win to start the year as they get the tough road victory. One more to show you real quick. We go to Houston. It's the Texans taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's Ko Kieft. He was a big-time factor in this one. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches on the night. The Buccaneers walk it off. They win in overtime. That's a wrap. Until next time, I'm Scott Hansen. Good night from all of us at EA Sports.
That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tight. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. Tricky. I met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of curly. Went to her house and out. I had to leave real early. These girls are really. All they just say is. Or spend some time and rock a rhyme. I said it's not that easy. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. How is it, D? It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. Tricky. In New York, the people talking try to make us rhyme. They really hawk, but we just walk because we have no time. And in the city, it's a pity because we just can't hide. Tinted windows don't mean nothing, they know who's inside. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. How is it, D? Tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. Tricky.
These players are on the last year of their contract.
When I wake up, people take up mostly all of my time. I'm not singing, phone keep ringing.
You can start 4 with preset contract offers.